When I called you out, you turned it around. Said I was the one who tore us down. You denied the truth. Made me feel
What if everything you thought you understood about abuse only scratched the surface? I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen. I grew up in the US and Norway, and I've spent my life moving between two worlds. But no place really felt like home for over 20 years. And nowhere is safe anymore, because the danger I faced was never about where I lived, it was who I lived with. I write and create music about the kind of abuse that leaves no bruises, but destroys from the inside out. It's often mistaken for emotional abuse. But emotional abuse is just a small part of something far more calculated. When I say pathological abuse, I'm using it as an umbrella term. It describes a system of manipulation rooted in deep personality traits, especially the kind that's linked to narcissistic and antisocial disorders. I use words like narcissist, sociopath, and psychopath to make these patterns easier to recognize. And while those aren't clinical labels on their own, the behavior I describe would absolutely meet diagnostic criteria if formally assessed. I use simplified language because you don't need a psychology degree to understand the harm or to know the truth of what you lived. Before I met my ex-husband, I was stalked. I was literally being preyed upon. He hunted me for over a year, gathered intel on me before making his move. And just 3 weeks after introducing himself, we were living together. He took gaslighting to another level, a clinically diagnosed cocktail of narcissism, Machiavellianism, sadism, and psychopathy. Mental domination doesn't even begin to cover it. What I lived through was perspecticide and percepticide. The erasure of my ability to trust what I saw, what I knew, what I believed, and who I was. I've had nearly 70 vocal surgeries. He nearly silenced me for good, but I'm still here. I will not hide, even though he still stalks me. I will not be silenced, even though he shattered my voice. That's why I created survivor music, for the unseen, the unknown, and the unacknowledged. The marginalized survivors of the most sinister and complex form of abuse there is. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and you are listening to Survivor Music.
When I called you out, you turned it around. Said I was the one who tore us down. You denied the truth, made me feel insane, like all of the hurt was my own blame.
Imagine confronting someone about their abuse, only to be accused, attacked, and painted as the problem. DARVO is how pathological abusers do it. Deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. My song DARVO reveals how narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths use this tactic to erase truth and rewrite the narrative in their favor on every stage from relationships to the courtroom. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
When I called you out, you turned it around. Said I was the one who tore us down. You denied the truth, made me feel insane, like all of the hurt was my own blame. You said it wasn't you, that I'm out of my mind, but that's how you work, leaving truth behind. Deny, deny, it's how you start. Attack, attack, tear me apart. Reverse the roles, play the victim's part. That's how you hide, trust in my heart. You made me doubt what I knew wasn't real, but now I see through the game you conceal. You'd say I was cruel, that I was too much. Use my pain against me with a gentle touch. You'd cry and plead, paint me as the threat, but I see the pattern I'll never forget. You'd say it wasn't you, that I'm honest to blame, but I know your tricks, it's all just a game. Deny, deny, it's how you You flipped the script, made me go fall. But now I understand, now I know. Devils you under your shield of lies, but I won't be fooled, I see through your disguise. Deny, deny, it's how you start. Attack, attack, tear me apart. Reverse the roles, play the victim's part. That's how you hide, twist in my heart. You made me doubt what I knew was real, but now I see through the game you concealed. Deny, attack, reverse and play, but I found the truth and I'm walking away. DARVO's your shield, but it's clear to me I've broken the spell and now I'm free.
I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen. You're listening to Survivor Music on We Resist Radio. Imagine your emotions, reactions, and even your identity being pulled by invisible strings, and it was your partner holding the crossbar. Control is how pathological abusers do that. Not through force, but through silent rewiring of your thoughts, your fears, your choices. My song, Puppeteer, reveals how narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths manipulate your every move. Until you're no longer sure which part of you is real and which part of you was scripted for survival. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
You pulled my strings, made me dance, told me lies wrapped in romance. Build my world and watch me fall. You held me up but not at all. You moved me where you wanted me, I couldn't see, I wasn't free. Puppeteer, you pulled the strings. Puppeteer, you took everything. Puppeteer, you played your role. Puppeteer, you stole my soul. You wrote my truth, twisted the thread, made me question every step I tread. Turned my thoughts, bent my will, left me standing silent and still. You made my world a show for you, turned me into something untrue. Puppeteer, you pulled the strings. Puppeteer, you took everything. Puppeteer, you played your role. Puppeteer, you stole my soul. You made my world a show for you, turned me into something untrue. Ooh, 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 cut me down to a silent scream. Built your stage, killed my dreams. Ooh, 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 you never cared if I'd survive as long as you kept me alive. Ooh, puppeteer, you pulled the strings. Puppeteer, you took everything. Puppeteer, you played your role. Puppeteer, you stole my soul. Ooh, puppeteer, I'm still your game. Ooh, puppeteer, nothing's the same.
There comes a moment when the fog, fear, obligation, and guilt finally lifts, and victims can see the abuser for who they truly are. Pathological abusers don't just manipulate, they erase your reality, your voice, your power, but they can't keep it forever. My song I'm Back is for every survivor of narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths who's broken the trance, reclaimed their mind, and said, no more. I'm not yours to twist. I'm back, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
I'm back, ooh. You use me up like a pawn in your game. Moving on so fast, and you're left with no shame. You broke me down, mind, heart, and soul. Took all I was, left an empty hole. Me, but tore the strong apart. Left scars and shadows deep in my heart. I was confused, blindsided and lost, but I've rebuilt myself despite the cost. Guess what? I found my way again. Guess what? I'm back. Use me up like a pawn in your game. Moving on so fast, and you're left with no shame. You broke me down, mind, heart, and soul. Took all I was, left an empty hole. You chose me but tore the strong apart. The scars and shadows deep in my heart. I was confused, blindsided and lost, but I've rebuilt myself despite the cost. Guess what? I found my way again. Guess what? I'm back. Guess what? I'm back, ooh. Guess what? I'm back, ooh. Guess what? I'm back, ooh.
You've been listening to Survivor Music with Cindy Ann Pedersen, a joint production with WeResistRadio.com. This SongPod series explores volumes 1 through 3 of Cindy's Survivor Music collection. If you'd like to know more about Cindy Ann Pedersen's work, please go to WeResistRadio.com and click on her featured artist link there. We'll see you next time for Volume 1, Episode 2 of Survivor Music with Cindy Ann Pedersen.